What's up fam? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a really powerful method to create epic vision for your life in just 3 easy steps. So for those of you who just want to get straight into the juice, the 3 steps are: make it bigger than yourself. Like, look at your vision for the whole world. And then the next step is work backwards from there. So ask yourself, well, who do I need to be to serve that vision? And then the last step is start setting your personal goals based on who you need to become in order to serve your big vision. I believe as creative visionaries, we need to look at things beyond just ourselves. You know, we're the type of people who have epic vision. We want to leave an impact. We want to leave a legacy. We want to have a positive influence on this world and how it operates. And this all dropped in for me at the start of COVID, and I was stuck in my own stuff. I was focusing on my career, my life, where I was living, my body, my income. And I just got to this point where I was like, I am so sick of focusing on myself. Like, I'm done. I'm so bored with this story. For me, I was obsessed with, and I still struggle with this, I'm going to be completely honest. This is my default, is to obsess about the numbers on the scales and the number in my bank account. And I let that determine my worth. And when I'm in that space of just focusing on me and my life, and like, it just got so repetitive. And then COVID hit and the world was changing and everything was like falling apart seemingly. And I was like, none of this matters. Like, none of this matters. If the world falls apart, none of what I want for my life matters. And I'm not saying that it's really selfish or that there's anything wrong with focusing on yourself and what you want for your life. I think that is a core part of it. But for me and for creative visionaries, and if you're tuning into this, guarantee you are a conscious creator. You are someone who has big vision for this world. Then we get to look at that bigger vision. And so I sat down and I got a piece of paper and I wrote at the top, what is my vision for the world? Like, the whole world. What sort of society do I want to live in? How do I want people to be interacting with each other? How do I want the environment to be? You know, everything. I let myself go into all of it. And I was like, this is my big vision, you know? And once I'd mapped all of that out, so I was asking questions like, you know, what sort of government do I want? What sort of society do I want to live in? How do I want my fellow humans to be? You know, all of it. I let myself go there. And then I sat down and I wrote out, well, who do I need to be to serve that vision? And then I sort of went backwards from there. I was like, okay, well, what are my personal goals? What skills do I need? What do I need to learn? How do I want to show up? What energy do I want to embody to serve that vision? And anytime I feel myself going off track, I bring myself back. So the first step is get a piece of paper and write out your vision for the whole world. Like, the ideal. Let yourself go there. We live in a society that has told us that dreaming is, you know, a waste of time. And it couldn't be further from the truth. Like, imagining the world as we want it to be puts that out into the quantum field. Like, the shamans of old, they'd come together on the full moon and they'd sit in circle and they would together dream the world into being. And in our modern society, I feel like we've gotten so caught up in the self-development, which I feel is so important, that we've forgotten about the bigger vision. But it's like, that gets to be the driving force. It's the big why, not just for your life, but for the whole planet. And then the next step is, well, who do I need to be in order to serve that vision? Who do you need to be to serve your vision for the world? What skills do you need to learn? What energy do you want to embody? What's currently standing between you and being that person? And then the third step is set your goals from there. It becomes so much more juicy and so much more wider in scope. And it becomes this natural drive of like, oh, I'm not just serving myself. You know, as humans, we are here to serve. We're here to serve the greater good. And if you're tuning into my channel, I guarantee that you have a vision for this world. And it's beyond your own life And so if you're feeling really out of love with your goals, if you're not feeling motivated, if you're feeling disconnected and just like meh about the whole thing, this is going to absolutely re-energize you, because it's like, it's not just about me. It's not just about me. It's actually about creating something magnificent for every single being on this planet. And my other tip with the setting of goals is to map it all out, all the areas of your life. So in terms of business, in terms of creative energy and flow, in terms of physical health, in terms of relationships, all the different areas of life. Map out all your little goals. And then tune into, well, what's the one thing I get to focus on right now that's going to move the needle the most? And once we get really clear on this big vision and we bring ourselves back to it over and over and over again. So for me, it's a daily. It's part of my morning routine. I focus on it, I call it in, I connect to the big vision. I connect to, for me, it's seeing the earth replenishing, seeing news articles coming out telling me that there's all these new species being discovered and coming back from the brink of extinction, and the seas are repopulating and the glaciers are freezing over again. All of it. And then I let that guide me. Like, well, okay, what's my role in that? What do I want to contribute to that? And that becomes the vision for my life. And then it's like chunking it down from this big thing into what's the next step? What is the next step? And that's where intuition comes into it. I feel like self-development and traditional goal setting is so structured and so like steps and timeframes and it's really rigid. Whereas this creates a bit more flow. It allows your creativity to come into the mix and allows you to listen to that intuitive nudge that's saying, this is the next step. And more often than not, that might not make much logical sense. You might be looking at it going, well, how does that get to there? But it's trusting that as you keep tuning into that big vision, it's calling back to you through time and showing you the steps and saying this one and then go here and then do this. And all we need to know is the next step. Often as visionaries, when the big vision drops in, it feels too big and it's scary. And it's like, I don't have the capacity or the capability to bring that in. But if you just keep listening to the next step, okay, what do I need to do today? What do I need to do right now? What's the one thing I can do today that's going to move me closer to that vision? So I really hope you guys will take some time to actually sit down and map this out for yourselves. And I'd love to hear in the comments, like, what's your big vision? I want to energize it. I want to help you. I want to contribute energetically to bringing that about, because I know that if you're tuning into this channel, if you're tuning into my content, then you want something amazing for this world, and not just for yourself, but for all your brothers and sisters and every being on this planet. And I'm here for it. I'm your cheer squad. I'm here showing up, delivering you content to help you on that path, because I know what it's like to sit in self-doubt, to not take action, to not allow yourself to dream big because it feels too big. But if we break it down step by step, it becomes enjoyable. It becomes easy. And then you open up to more and more and more. And that's what we need in the world. So I am so grateful to you for showing up, for committing to the journey and doing this work. The world needs your creativity right now. 100%. Us conscious creatives need our energy out in the world to shift it, to move it, to change it. And so I'm super grateful to you for doing the work, for showing up, and I really hope you've liked this video. So if you guys want to hang out more, you can find me on this channel every single week, dropping content about conscious creation for conscious creatives. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. You can also find me over on Instagram, where you can see the behind the scenes of my life and my journey. It's at @LaurenMonty_era, ERA. And then, of course, you can always find my podcast, which is called ERA Podcast, ERA, which actually stands for Embodied Revolution Awakening. So you can find that over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and right here on this channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, and until next time, have a magical day. Mwah!